Properties of soil. Soil is a very important part of the earth. It allows for the growth of plants, and in turn, the production of food and oxygen. Soil is a renewable natural resource. Mineral particles and organic matter are the solid components of soil. Air and water fill the pore spaces between these solid particles. The properties of soil differ depending on the different types of mineral particles it contains and the different amounts of minerals, organic matter, air, and water it contains. The texture of soil is its most important characteristic and is fundamental to understanding other characteristics. Texture relates to how the soil feels. By feeling the texture of the soil, you should be able to tell whether it contains more sand, clay, or silt. A sandy soil has larger particles and will feel rough and gritty. A clay soil has small particles and will feel hard when dry and sticky when wet. A silty soil has mid-sized particles and will feel smooth like flour. Loam is a mixture of sand, clay, and silt. Loam is an ideal soil with about 25% air, 25% water, and about twice as much sand and silt as clay. It forms a ball when squeezed, but crumbles easily when broken up. Categorizing soil as sandy, silty, or clayey can help you determine the soil's permeability. Permeability is a soil's ability to drain water. A sandy soil has larger particles, so it has a high permeability. Water drains through it quickly. Clay has very tiny particles, so it has a low permeability. It doesn't drain water well. A soil's ability to hold water is as important as its ability to drain. The process of water soaking into the soil is called infiltration. Once water is absorbed into the soil, it moves downward and fills all the pore spaces. This downward movement is known as percolation, or internal soil drainage. A soil with good structure has enough airspace to allow water to infiltrate and percolate. If rainfall is heavy and the pore spaces are filled with water, soil will become saturated. Any additional water will puddle on top of the soil or flow across a sloping surface. Fertility is the ability of soil to support plant growth. Fertile soil contains a high percentage of organic matter, which is decayed or partially decayed plant and animal matter. The color of soils high in organic content tends to be dark, and they are more productive than soils low in organic content. Organic matter also improves soil's ability to hold water. And now, let's explore the core. Plants can't use all water found in the soil. Their ability to absorb water depends on the different forces that affect the way water moves. The force of gravity pulls water downward. Cohesive forces cause water to form drops, and adhesive forces attract water to soil particles. Water that forms a thin film around individual soil particles is called hygroscopic water. Think about a piece of adhesive tape on a box. It's called adhesive tape because it sticks to things. Hygroscopic water sticks like tape to a soil particle because of extremely powerful adhesive forces. Adhesion is the force of attraction between water and solid surfaces. Because the adhesive force between the soil particle and the water is so strong, plant roots cannot absorb hygroscopic water. Hygroscopic water is found even in extremely dry soil, but is not available to the plant. After a rain, gravitational water is pulled down through pore spaces by gravity until it reaches groundwater below the soil's surface. The texture of the soil determines how quickly this water moves, and the speed of water movement determines how many nutrients plants will absorb. So unlike hygroscopic water, some gravitational water is available to plants. The principal source of usable water for plants is called capillary water. It is water held in the pore spaces between soil particles. Capillary water can move sideways and upwards by capillary action, a phenomenon where liquid rises in a narrow space. Think about your smallest blood vessels, or capillaries. When you get your finger pricked by a nurse, she touches a thin tube called a capillary tube to the drop of blood, and the blood moves up the tube. This is capillary action. Capillary action allows water to move against gravity because of both adhesion and another property of water called cohesion. Remember that water molecules are polar. One side of the molecule has a positive charge, and the other has a negative charge. Polarity makes water molecules stick to solid surfaces and also to each other. Cohesion is the force that causes water molecules to stick to each other to form droplets. In the narrow space between soil particles, these sticky properties of water cause it to move upwards and toward a dry area. Capillary action is what moves groundwater from wet areas to dry areas. Today's SAT word is phenomenon. A phenomenon is any unusual event or occurrence. In the lesson, we learned that capillary action is a phenomenon, or unusual occurrence, in which water moves against the force of gravity.